Hello everyone, good evening and welcome back to TMC. It's great to be back, as everybody may have been wondering where TMC has been this past while. Well, I took a step back to try and pursue different things, and I'm really grateful for all them things that have happened. Drivers have experienced new things as well, so we are all coming back because we have missed it. Like, to be fair, everybody that's racing here has missed racing at TMC, because TMC is more of a community feel, more of a friendly feel, and we're all friends and we all talk to each other every single day. So pretty much a bit of fun and all too, like, but we also take it a wee bit seriously as well. So we're all glad to be back, and we have a full lineup. We have a load of reserves as well, but unfortunately a couple of them couldn't make it last night. But we have on this grid that you can see 19 drivers. There is 18 that are full times, and then there's a reserve. Beastas, as you can see, has made a return back to TMC. Fantastic to see him back. I've actually wanted him back for so long, but he actually has come back. So it's great to have him back. And he was streaming his race last night, so he was on Twitch. I'm not sure what his Twitch is, so I can't really give him much of a shout out. But Beastas, if you're watching this, let me know in future what your Twitch is, and I'll give you a wee shout out. But yeah, as you can see, he is on his qualifying lap here, and Matt Tybus is kind of holding him up a wee bit, but I say it's not really going to help him there too much. He's lost a lot of time, I would say, through that first section. But yeah, I'm pretty much going to be rambling on throughout this race. I'm going to try and make it as much of a commentary as possible, but it's just because there was no stream, I've had to cut this down, so it's going to be a highlights video, but it's still going to be me commentating sort of thing. But I just want to get all this stuff out of the way first before I do anything. But Beastas, he does take that coming on to the second DRS. He takes it pretty well. Let's see how much time he is down, considering the fact Matt Tybus held him up. See now if this makes any difference to his time. It does. He's up by 3.5. He's down by 3.5 tenths, I should say. So I don't think Beastas is going to make much of an improvement here. But you can see ahead, Scuba with a 32.7 is leading the way at the minute. It is just under a tenth between him and Beastas. So it's fantastic to see Beastas having a challenge, because the last time he was in TMC, he was pretty much walking it. So now that Scuba, who started in Division 3 when he was in TMC, it's just to see the progress he's made to come up now that he's able to match Beastas, because Beastas is still a very quick driver regardless of what anybody says, because I believe he's going no assist now, so he is still very quick. And he's also got Matt Tybus and Scuderia Seb and all there as well, so it's not like Beastas is going to get easy this season. He's going to have quite a big challenge on his hands, and I'm looking forward to how the season goes. But we do have a full calendar all randomised. This track is Abu Dhabi, and this is the first race of the season. Everybody would assume it to be the last, but sorry about that there, because I'm just dry throat and all. But everybody would assume Abu Dhabi is the last track, but unfortunately for us, we're doing it as the first. But we're just going to go away with qualifying here now for the last couple of laps. Merck tried to go out for a set of mediums. It did not pay off, but he still qualified P7. Sway, his lap was invalidated because I believe Beastas's retired car got in the way. We're watching Arkham here in the Ferrari. How's he going to get on? He gets a bit of a wiggle on coming out of the last corner, and it's a 34.3, which puts him in the P15. Next is Adam Mako. We'll see what Adam Mako can do. He's currently a tenth and a half down on his time, but can he find any improvements in this last sector? Sway retires from the session. Adam Mako was a good exit from the last corner, and he does improve. He goes to P7, so it's a decent lap from Adam Mako. Next across the lines, Captain Chubbs. He's invalidated his lap time. Did a 32.9, so would have put him up into probably third place. Jono coming around the last corner. He does a 33.5 as well, so it's a fantastic lap from Jono. Scuderia Seb is the man I expect to challenge this season as well. He comes across the line. What's he going to do? It's a 32.8, and he puts him into P3. Next is across the lines, Wesker. He's currently up into P7. Tekken as well. What's he going to do? He's currently up on his time as well. And there's a 33.7 from Tekken. And I do believe that there's only Combi and Matt Tybus left, and Combi has bolted it into the pits. Oh, and he's missed the pit entry as I said there as well. Matt Tybus comes across the line. He don't think he improves. Scuba comes across the line, and he furthers his lead with a 32.6. Absolutely fantastic lap from Scuba there in the McLaren. And his teammate F1 Alonso actually comes up and goes into P13. So Scuba takes pole position at the minute. His teammate's down to 13th, but as everybody may know, is that you score points for every place apart from P20. So every driver that completes a race here tonight will finish. And we have Scuba on pole, Beastas in second, Scuderia Seb in third, Matt Tybus in fourth, Combi in fifth, Sway in sixth, Wesker 7th, Jono 8th, Adam 9th, Merck 10th, Matter 11th, Tech in 12th, Alonso 13th, Kieran Trapp 14th, and I'll just wait for this. I scroll down the rest of it. Chubbs in 15th, Arkham 16th, Kevin 17th, TRT James in 18th, and Jetty in 18th, as I make a wee transition over to the start of the race because I wanted to exclude the formation lap. So we will get underway. I hope that the noises in the background, hopefully my voice is covering it all, because I don't really want to be hearing that, but I didn't want to put it down too low because I wanted you still to be able to hear the car sort of thing, just in case I take a pause or a second. There's still a bit of noise, but there is the yellow flag in sector 3. That's just because everybody's queuing up on the grid. It does say a predicted 2-stop strategy here, so it says soft, medium, or soft, medium, as the 5 red lights go, and we are underway for the start of TMC again. And it's a fantastic start from Scuba and a fantastic start from Matt Tybus as well. He's trying to go around the airside of Beastas. He can't make the move stick. Combi's Ghost Cars out of the way. That puts Wesker into 5th and Adamako into 6th. And Combi's Ghost Cars just dropping down and down and down. But it has been a close enough out start. Tekken is illegally rejoins the track, as there's an incident in the background. I do believe Arkham he has spun coming onto the first lap. That's unfortunate for him, but it's very close between the guys in behind, as Kevin and Tekken get very close, but I don't know if there was any contact there or not, as well as Scuderia, Seb and Jetty are going side by side. But Kieran Trapp gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That's just unfortunate, because that's what happens when someone spins. But we are still on board, and Scuba has built out a nearly a 7.5 tenths lead, so this is exactly what he wants. He needs to keep building out this gap if he's going to have any chance of winning this race, because Beastas is just going to be absolutely flying. Beastas probably will stick with him the whole race, as you have Matt Tybus in 3rd, who is going to want to challenge Beastas as well, because I did put a bet on that. I did say to them, at Scuba and Matt, that if they both were to get 1 and 2, that I would change the calendar, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But as you can see there as well, Matter and Sway having a go, and Matter's about to make the move on Sway. Matter had to run wide, got a much better exit, but Sway is coming back at him, and it looks like they're both going to go side by side here. Who's going to be later on the brakes as Combi rejoins the session? It looks like Matter's going to be late in the brakes. Sway is not really going to fight it too much. Alonso's just going to sit in behind and hopefully try and get a better exit. Sway gets a wee bit of a wiggle, and we'll see now what Alonso is. Is Alonso going to be close enough to make the move? I don't think he is, because there's no DRS activated. I don't think it says lap 3, but I really think it's only lap 2. Adamako. Oh, and who's this? Chubb's trying to go around the outside of Alonso. Couldn't make the move stick, so it's an absolutely fantastic bit of defending from Alonso. Kieran Trapp is just stuck in behind as well. So it's good. Oh, and side by side, Chubbs and Alonso. Oh, that's very close. My heart was in my mouth there. I could not believe it. I thought they were both going to collide, and if they had collided, that would have been catastrophic. Jesus, the carnage that would have been. But we are just finishing away with lap 3 here, just to see how we get on. And Scuba sets the fastest lap with a 37.1, so he's just pulling out his lead to Beastas, as Matt has now dropped out of the DRS to Beastas, and Wesker's dropped out of the DRS to Matt. But from Wesker downwards, it's still pretty close. There's like 4 seconds covering between 4th and 13th, so it is pretty close. Arkham is just 15th, long way back. So is Tekken, as they both picked up wing damage, I do believe. As you can see me just flicking through the menus, but we have all these guys still pretty close in action. And we'll see if there's going to be a move made here, as DRS is open with Jono, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move, because Adam's also going to have the DRS from Merck, but Merck's going to try and make a move on Wesker, but he's not close enough to make the move, and he's be a brave man to dive bomb it down there. But Beastas now is in the DRS of Scuba, so don't know what's happened, but Scuba has not been able to pull out the 1 second, and the gap's now half a tenth, as we have Alonso and Chubbs going for the move, and we also have Merck and Wesker. So Merck has overtaken Wesker and Alonso has overtaken Chubbs, so them two are both on their way forward and moving their way up the field, as it is still pretty close in this midfield pack, because anybody in this midfield can get a podium, because just how close it is. One mistake or one penalty from someone, and that's just gonna be it. I edited this video, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what I cut out and what I didn't cut out, so it's going to be much of a surprise to me as it is to you. But as you see, Jono picks up a 3-second time penalty. We're on to lap 4. There was no other fastest lap, so it looks like the tyres are starting to give up just a wee bit after only 3 laps. But we have Matt still outside the DRS. Merck is dropping back even further now. It's 2 seconds now to Matt, so it looks like Matt's going to be safe at the minute from probably any potential undercut that Merck or Wesker might might display. But we don't know. But Chubbs and Sway, so we're riding on board. We'll see what sort of exit Sway can get. Should be an OP exit considering the fact he's in the PS5, but he doesn't. He actually, to be fair, he does get a decent exit, but it's not a particularly good exit because it's not a pod. It's not a pod exit sort of thing because pod OP, But Matter is close. Oh, he runs a wee bit wide. I don't know if Sway's going to be close. He isn't, because you can see Sway's losing a bit of time as well. So Sway must have made a mistake just behind, up ahead. I don't think John was close enough to make the move. No, he's not. But Matter is dropping outside the DRS, but hopefully he can bring it back, as he brings it back just under the braking zone. So it must show that Matter is running a lot higher front wing than everybody else, as Alonso picks up a penalty. So that's going to be a reoccurring theme. Everybody's going to be picking up penalties, and that's what I'm saying. Any one of these boys can get a podium, because if anybody ahead picks up a penalty 3 seconds, 6 seconds, you just never know what's going to happen. That's going to make a transition over to lap 6, because nothing happened lap 5. Matter's getting close, Adam's getting close, and Chubbs is in the pits after, I don't know what happened. I think he made a spun. So Chubbs is in the pits, and we're going to see here now, Matter looks like he's actually got a fantastic exit compared to John. Is he going to make a move? I don't think he is, but Wesker and Adam are still pretty close. Oh, Adam was thinking about going for a move, but he's just a bit too far back on this occasion. Matt picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's what I was saying. Like, Matt could lose a podium here if the guys behind him do not pick up penalties, but by the looks of it, most of them are picking up penalties. But it's very close now, as we see Beastas and Scuba just chopping. Well, they're not chopping a change. Beastas is just sticking with them. As I was saying, I think Beastas is running a lot higher front wing, because Scuba's able to pull away in the straights, but Beastas in the final sector is just rapid compared to them. So it just shows you that Beastas has got the higher wings, but doesn't really matter if you have the higher wings or not, because it's not really going to do anything, because Scuba is just going to pull away down the straight, because that's the only place you can really overtake is down the straight. So as long as Scuba just gets a good exit onto that first DRS straight and the second DRS straight, he'll be perfectly fine. But it's a very good showing from Beastas so far, because I think he actually took a break from F1 for a while, so the fact that he's actually keeping up with Scuba, who races in like 3 or 4 leagues and is pretty quick, it's a good showing from him so far. But we're just keeping this midfield battle, to keep an eye on it. We're also keeping an eye on the front as well. As you can hear the talking in the background, Scuba getting a wee bit nervous that Beastas is right behind him. But Beastas, he's a little later on the brakes, so he is. And who else as well? With Alonso going for a move down the inside of Sway, as my camera work was absolutely shocking at that point, because I'm still very rusty, because I haven't done this in God knows how long. But Sway couldn't really make much of a defence, although he tried to go for a bit of a switchback, but Alonso still had the DRS, so nothing could really be moved there. But we are going to soon make a transition over to, I am not sure what lap. It is actually just the end of the lap 7, so I just thought that cool transition would come in place. Beastas is still very close over to Scuba, very, very close. It's going to be interesting to see whichever one of these guys pits first. I think personally will win this race, because the undercut round here is pretty big. Like, Beastas and Scuba are both safe from Matt 3 seconds. Matt and Lackey in 3 seconds and 1 lap on them too, so it doesn't matter how much the tires go off. But Merck as well. Merck's actually now dropping back, or as I should say AJ, whichever one you want to prefer. But the pit window is open for the guys that want to go for the hards. Anybody has selected a 2-stop, the pit window is open in 2 laps time to go for a set of mediums, and then maybe another set of softs or mediums again. So we'll see. But we are riding on board with ILR Team Matter, as he is right behind Arkham. So we get a nice wee broadcast view of it. But Matter just gets a much better exit straight down the first pit straight, and there we go. Easy as you like, round the outside. Jono was in the pits, so Jono went for a set of mediums, so it looks like Jono might be going for a 2-stop strategy here, as Kevin is very close to Sway. Sway looks like he get a bad exit. Kevin now on their medium tires, which will come into play because the softs are going to start to die. Kevin, easy to like, down the inside. Sway is not really going to fight it too much. Beautiful move from Kevin, as Alonso locks up in front of him. but Kevin makes the move, and it's a beautiful move. He did lose a wee bit of the back end, so I'm not sure if Sway's going to come back in him, but I don't think he is, because I still think Kevin will have the DRS. Beastas is still keeping with Scuba. It's difficult, because if you were Beastas, would you pit before Scuba, or would you just cover what he does? Because it's tough, because if your tyres are down around about now, the best time to be pit would be now, but at the end of the day, like, you don't know if Scuba is just like trying to save his tyres sort of thing, so you don't know if he actually has more in the tank. So it's a tricky one. If it was me, I'd probably cover what he does, so if he goes in, I would go in, but we don't know what's going to happen, as we see Merck is going into the pits there. I think Wesker also jumped in as well, or sorry, it was Adam, I think. Yeah, it was Adam. So it was Merck and Adam both jumped into the pits. Don't know what sort of tyres these two boys are going to go for. It looks like, as it hasn't changed yet, so I'm not sure. We will find out now. So the both of them actually did go. Merck went for a set of mediums, Adam went for a set of hards. So we made a transition on to Beastast and Scuba again, because it's pretty close between these two. And we have got Beastas now in the DRS. He has a lot of ERS saves, so this just shows how much he's saving behind Scuba. Scuba's going to have to use a lot more to try and defend, as there's a yellow flag in sector 2. And Wesker is right behind Alonso, and no move could be made there, so he's too far back. But the gaps are spreading out just a wee bit. That's because everybody is making their pit stops, or still to make their pit stop. So it is getting a wee bit spread out through this course of this race, but it was pretty much throughout the night. It was a close race, but there was a lock up there by Alonso, so it shows Alonso's using no ABS. But to be fair, he's still doing okay, because from where he qualified, I can't even remember where he qualified, but he's in a P4. But as you've seen there, Scuba bolted into the pits, but Beastas stayed out. So that is an interesting one. I'm very surprised Beastas stayed out, because I thought Beastas was going to be I thought this would compromise him here, because, like, you know, this is his 10th lap on a set of softs. So surely that means Beastas is going to go for a set of mediums, because I'm pretty sure he can get 18 laps out of a set of mediums. That's quite interesting. But Scuba went for a set of mediums, so that was a smart play by Scuba, because mediums should get to the end. But Alonso's out of the race. Alonso was spun. Was he spun at the fast right hand, and the VSC is out. This is going to help. If this VSC stays there for most of the race, Beastas is going to have literally a free enough pit stop. But Jesus, this is played. I don't know if this is compromised Scuba or not. It's going to be interesting to see if Beastas has got a 10.4 second lead over Kevin, who's still doing okay, but I think Kevin will probably pit. You see Jetty's in the pits as well. VSCs, we're still carrying on the rest of the lap to see if the VSC is going to end. As you see, Matter and Matt Tybus are trying to have a go, and Merck's trying to have a go at Wesker, and you also see Jono in the background, so they're trying to have a fight even under the VSC, which is quite funny to see. But it's going to be interesting to see once the VSC goes who's going to get a better race. The VSC has ended, and Merck has set up Wesker beautifully. Look at this. Is he going to make the move? Wesker doesn't have the DRS. It should be an easy move for Merck. And you see ahead, don't know what happened there. I think I made a boo-boo-loob of the recording, but we are back on Matter. As I was saying before, Matter and Matt Tybus were pretty close. Beastas is now into the pits, so we will see now what the gap is between him and Scuba, as the VSC. Oh, and as you see Kevin as well. Kevin is spun. Oh, it's into the pit straight. Oh, and that's compromised Kieran Chop and Sway, and Kieran Chop is going to have to sit in behind Sway, so Kieran Chop is going to get held up here in the pits. That is not what you want to see, but Scuba is coming around the last corner. There is no VSC or safety car, so this is not really going to compromise Scuba too much. He should come out in front of Beastas as Beastas comes out of the pits. Beastas goes for a set of hards, so this is interesting. Beastas set of hards, Scuba set of mediums, but Scuba is ahead, and I think Scuba is going to take the position. Yes, he is. Is Matt Tybus going to be close to Beast? No, he is not. He's going to be quite a bit back, and the safety car is out. The safety car is out. This is what you want to see, but this is going to benefit Scuba so much, because on them fresh medium tyres, Beastas on a fresh set of hards, Beastas' tyres are going to take a lot longer to heat up compared to Scuba. And as you see, the safety car is in this lap, so Scuba has backed the pack up a bit early. The safety car actually said it was coming in quite late, I think, because it caught a lot of drivers off surprise, but Scuba, as you see, he's weaving, get heat in his tyres. Beastas is not really weaving too much, so Beastas must be happy with the tyres that he's got, but Scuba has bolted, and I'm pretty sure he's left Beastas for dead, has he? Yes, he has, because look, Beastas is now, the gap is 7.5 tenths, so he is he's pretty much caught Beastars napping, to be fair, and Matt Tybos is gonna wanna, if Matt wants to do anything about getting this second place in the podium, he has to make this move on Beastars quickly before Beastars gets his tires up to temperature. But in the back as well, you can see Matter and Jono having a battle, and I don't think Jono's gonna be able to make the move here. No, he is not. As I love the safety car, because I think the safety car just closes up the whole pack, and it's just great. Sometimes it can be reckless driving, but if you have drivers that are good, you know it's going to be okay. But you see here, Jono's sizing up a move. Here we go, and also as well, you see Matt Tybos is sizing up the move as well on Beastars. Is he going to make the move stick? I don't think he's going to make it. No, he is not. But in behind, Wesker is he's made a mistake, and Matter's trying to capitalise, but Matter couldn't do anything. Wesker fought back. Beautiful defender from Wesker, but I don't think he has DRS. I think Matter's actually got the DRS. Yes, DRS isn't even activated yet. But Matt Tybos is trying to go around the outside of Beastars, and I think Matt's going forward, but Beastars closes the door and Beastars defends it. There's a beautiful bit of defend from Beast, but Scuba has pulled away 1.6 seconds in one lap. This is what I was saying. If Scuba wants to win this race, he has to pull out the gap now. He has to pull it out, and that's exactly what he's doing. So he's listened to what I have said. He is pulling it out. The penalty situation is looking like that there wasn't that many penalties. It was like I think the most was 6 seconds, wasn't it? On a drive through, yeah, 6 seconds was the most for Jono, and then Chubbs had a 5-second penalty, and then there was a few other 3-second penalties. So Jetty's just picking up penalty after penalty after penalty. So that's quite fun. As we're going to make a transition over very soon, we're just going to watch the rest of this, the start of this wee lap, just to see what happens. Scuba says the fastest lap at 36.8. And we'll see what happens now as we make the transition over. Lap 15, Sway, Scuderia, Seb, Adam, all very close in this pack. Matter is also dropped out of the DRS behind Wesker. Jono is closely in behind Matter, so Matter's not going to have the DRS this time, while Jono is, so it could be pretty close. DRS is now enabled as well, and you see Chubbs up the inside attacking. Beautiful helicopter shot. Oh, Tekken defends it. Oh, Chubbs is going to go for it. Should have went for the move there, I think, because I think the gap was there, but Tekken says no thank you mate, I'm defending this. I see beautiful helicopter shot, beautiful. As Chubb's going to dart it down the inside, he was not going to risk it on that occasion, as they are catching Kieran Trapp a wee bit, who is on a set of hard tyres. So towards the end of the race I think Kieran's tyres will come into play, but at the minute he's losing quite a bit of time, and I see at the front as well Scuba has picked out a 3.3 second lead on Beastars. And here we go, Captain Chubbs going to make the move on Tekken. Is he going to make it? Yes, he does down the inside. Is Tekken going to be able to defend it? He is not. He says no thank you. But Chubbs does go a wee bit deep, so Tekken might be able to get a wee bit of a switch back here. We'll see now, because I think Tekken might actually have the DRS. Yes, he does. So is Tekken going to make a move again on Captain Chubbs? He is thinking about it. He's going around the outside, but Chubbs is late on the brakes and just closes the door and he's like, no way mate, are you getting through this gap? So it's still pretty close in this battle for pretty much, you could say, well, you could still actually say the final. Couldn't you say the second spot? Because the gaps aren't that big. See, probably could. You could say probably the gap for P2. It's still pretty big, but we have Merck now chasing down Matt Tybos. He's right over his gearbox, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the move here. As you can still hear some voices in the background, so that's pretty good. But nah, Merck's not going to make the move. He's not close enough to make it. But Jono is closing up to the back of Matter. Matter is not really making too much inroads on Wesker's time. Wesker's just hovering there or thereabouts between the 9/10 and 1 second mark. As Sway is close, Adam's close, Kieran Trapp is losing out time as well. Chubbs is all over the back of him, so is Chubbs going to make the move on Kieran? It's pretty much looking like it's going to be an easy one, because Kieran Trapp doesn't have DRS while Captain Chubbs is going to have it. He will have that much faster speed along down the straight. But Sway, here we go, is he close enough to make a move? Sway is not, so this pretty much just line is third here. Am I going to go to the gap at the back? I actually didn't go to the gap at the back between Kieran Trapp and Chubbs. I went more towards Matt Tybos and Beastas, because I seen that Matt was able to get close enough, but couldn't do anything. He wasn't close enough to make the move stick. As Kieran Trapp and Chubbs again having a go. Kieran Trapp gets back in the second DRS zone, so that's where the benefit down here. If you lose it in the first DRS zone, you get the DRS back in the second one, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. So you can afford to lose it in the first one to get it in the second one. So the positions will chop and change all the time. But we're making our transition over to lap 18, where Captain Chubbs is still chasing down Kieran Trapp. Both of them do have a penalty, but we'll see now. Is Captain Chubbs going to be close enough to make a move? I don't think he is. No, he's not going to make a move around this fast left-right. These corners, these two are very, very good corners, because I just love the fact that high speed just fast change the direction. So I like what you see as well. Adam trying to get a wide line to get a nice exit. I think he has. It looks like he get a much better exit than Sway. Is he going to make the move? Yes, he is. Adam Mako's going to make the move there to the outside. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's very early for this. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing this. But Chubbs is also going to try and make the move on Kieran Trapp. No, he is not. So he didn't make the move on this occasion, so it means he gets the DRS for the second detection zone. Matt Tybus is still very close to Beastars, but Beastars is just getting a fantastic exit when he needs to. As you see, Matter and Jono having a go side by side. They're both going side by side, and Jono does make the move stick, so it's a fantastic move from Jono. I see Scuderia Seb being ambitious. Oh, and he barges his way through. I still think the gap was there, so he was entitled to make the move. And Matter, what's Matter going to do here? Oh, Matter's going for the dive. Oh, it's going to be a brave one. Oh, he's got a penalty as well. Thankfully, that didn't end in a big bit of carnage, because that would not have been good. But Adam is just sitting in behind. And what's going to happen here now? We are coming up to... Is anybody going to pit? No, they're not. Well, it looks like Matter's going into the pits. Is he? Oh, no! What is that? Oh, he's crashed in the pit wall. Matter's crashed in the pit wall. I think he just completely outbroke himself. Oh, Matter, that's so unfortunate. And now we're on board with Scuderia Seb going to Jono. Scuderia Seb on medium tyres, who are 4 laps younger than Jono, so this should be an easy move. Yeah, you can see, just look at the closing speed, not even using overtake. And it's a beautiful move from Scuderia Seb, and easy as you like, as up ahead Wesker and Merck are still having a massive ding dong battle. Wesker got ahead, Merck got a much better exit. And seeing how what's happening here is Merck and Wesker side by side. Should be an easy move from Merck in the DRS zone. It is, and Matt's still very close to Beastars. So Beastars is not dropping Matt, but Scuba has now got a 4.8 second lead and is pretty much clear out in front, as Captain Chubbs and Kieran Trapp still close. They were, well, sorry, I don't even know what I was talking about. I was looking at the Honda from my mind just went completely blank. But Scuderia Seb is just right behind Wesker again. Is he going to pick off another driver? Scuderia Seb actually, I must say, did qualify 4th, but somehow the game put him down at P19. So I don't know what happened there. So he's actually had to fight from the back of the field. So it's actually been a very good drive for him so far. I don't know why that was, but we'll see now. Is he close to Wesker? He is close, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move. But Wesker doesn't have DRS. So what's interesting, I thought Wesker was within the detection zone, but he clearly wasn't. But is he in at this one? I think he's outside it again. Yes, he is. Scuderia Seb sets him up, uses overtake, DRS, easy move around the outside. Is Wesker still going to fight it? He is not, because Scuderia Seb has just made his way through, and in behind the gaps are still pretty close. And Captain Chubbs is 3 seconds behind Sway, and Kieran Trapp is 5.3 behind Captain Chubbs. So them two are, to be fair, they're still going to get like 10 and 9 points, so it's not too bad for them. But like, you know what, the current present minute in time, that's what they're going to be getting. But sure, that's just, there's still a good handful of points at the start of the race, because considering the fact the next track is Monaco, that's going to be interesting. Although I'm probably changing some of the calendar, because there is a couple of dodgy ones through it, so I'm probably going to change it after a wee bit. It's going to be Abu Dhabi and Monaco, and then I might change like round 7 till 15. What do we see here? Who is that? Tekken. Oh, it's Jono! Jono's on the wall! Oh, and the safety car is out. Oh, and we've just made the transition over to when the safety car is coming in. We're probably going to make another transition over. Yes, we are, towards the end of it, because I know you don't want to see it. But Jono spun it and brought out the safety car, and Beastas and Scuba. Now, as well, this time Beastas has actually not been caught napping this time, and it's very close, because Scuba's on 16 lap old mediums, and so's Matt Tybus, and AJ's on 17 lap old mediums, and side by side is going Adam and Wesker, and I believe Adam makes a move, because I think Wesker picked up wing damage just before that as well. So And now Beast, oh, and this Captain Chubbs is trying to go around the outside of Wesker. Is he going to make the move? He's close, and Kieran Trapp's there as well. They're going to try and make it 3. Oh, Chubbs has bullied his way through, and I think that's gave Kieran Trapp wing damage. That's just unfortunate. That was Captain Chubbs' fault, and Kieran Trapp's broke the other part of his wing. This has just been, it's been a bit carnage towards the end of this race. It's just what happens when you have a 2 or 3 lap sprint, and Captain Chubbs is going right behind Wesker. Is Chubbs going to make the move? I don't think he is. He's going to go for it around the outside as well. You see Tekken and Kieran Trapp all still there. What's going to happen here? They're going 3 or 4 wide. Kieran Trapp's around the outside attacking. Chubbs has bullied his way through Wesker. And Kieran Trapp goes for an undercut, and that's a beautiful move. Beautiful move from them. They had to get their elbows out. But as I was saying before, Beastas and Scuba is now on 16 lap old medium tyres. Beastas is going to have the much fresher set of tyres now, because the hards are going to be in much better use than Scuba's medium. So I can't see Scuba pulling away from this now in the last lap and a half. I think Beastas is going to be right here to the end of it, but it is still pretty close on Matt Tybus. I don't think he's going to drop off either, so it's going to be pretty close between the 3 of them. As there's the yellow flag in sector 3, I'm pretty sure that was Sway, so I think Sway spun. Yes, he did. That's unfortunate for Sway, because he was actually on for a decent result. Beastas gets a bit of a wiggle coming out of the second last corner, as Chubbs picks up a 3-second time penalty. But we are on to the last lap of the race, so we're going to stay with this full lap just to see what happens here, if there's any changes with penalties and everything. But let's go. Overtake. This is the decisive moment. Like it was in the party with Scuba and Matt, and they were both silent, sweating because it's last lap of the race and no penalties for Scuba and Beastas. But you can see Beastas is going for it. Look at this. He's just got so much more grip. Is he going to get better? He's basically pushing Scuba along the apex. What's going to happen here is Beastas going to make the move. There is no DRS. He's going to use all his overtake. They both go pretty much similar because they're both using it to try and defend. But Beastas is he going to make the move? He's going to go for it down the inside. Beastas is going to make it. Scuba sees him coming, but it's side by side. It's good clean race between 2 of them. It's RG Bargy. Beastas loses it. Scuba lost traction a bit and made contact with Beast, but going side by side again. Beast to the inside, trying to break the toe. Adam goes out. What's happened there in the background? You can see his car and someone's picked up a bit of debris as well, but ahead I don't think Beastas has lost position. He hasn't. Scuba is not close. Scuba is not close enough, so I think Beastas might take the win of this race. Matt Tybus tried to make the move on Scuba, but he couldn't make the move stick. Adam was out. Chubbs is out. I think there was a bit of a collision between the 2 of them. Yes, there was. So at the minute there's only going to be 10 finishers from a possible 19, but it's been an absolutely fantastic race to the front between Beastas, Matt and Scuba. But see what happens now with the change of penalties. Where's Matt going to fall? Who's going to be promoted where? But Beastas is going to come across the line. His return to TMC. He used every single bit of ERS that he had in his last lap. Beastas takes the win of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Scuba second. Matt third. No, it's Scuderia Seb third. Scuderia Seb goes third by just over Matt was just missed out by just under 2 tenths. Merck in fifth. Arkham, who was absolutely nowhere, finishes P6. Tekken P7. Kieran Trapp P8. Wesker P9 and Sway P10. What an ending to that race. That was close. Scuderia Seb from 19th on the grid to finish P3. That is the key to not getting penalties. You don't get penalties, you will succeed. And what a drive. Scuba left the party straight away because he was fuming because of the last safety car, because he built out a gap and he was raging that someone crashed and the safety car came out. But it was all credit to Beast. Beast picked his moment and got it, and actually turns out went for the right tyres in the end. But I think if it wasn't for the safety car, I think Scuba would have ran away with it. But as we see the boys celebrating on the podium, we're now going to get a rundown of the official order as we get the please wait sign. But Beastas does take the win, Scuba does take P2, and Scuderia Seb takes P3, Matt P4, Merck P5, Arkham with an absolutely fantastic drive, who was absolutely nowhere at the start of this race, finishes P6, Tekken P7, good drive from Tekken as well, Kieran Trapp as well from P13 to P8, and Wesker 9th, and Sway up in 10th, and then the rest of them were all classified not finishers because they all DNFs. Scuba actually does pick up a point for fastest lap and picks up a point for pole position, so the gap between him and Beastas and the stands will be 1 point. Beastas will have it because 25 for a win and 22 for second.